What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Batman video. Now, since the last video we made about this game, which was a couple of days ago, we have a ton of information that more or less is confirming and definitely indicating that something big has to be going down within the next week. So we have a bunch of things to talk about in this video. Now, in the last video I did ask you guys a question, which was, of course, do you want this game to be on the current gen consoles or next gen consoles, going on the basis on, of course, what the release sort of, I guess, window would be. And we got a lot of interesting responses on that one, but the question in this video is, for this mythical Batman game at the moment, the question is, do you want to be able to enter buildings in terms of majority of buildings where you can come across random crimes, or of course would you rather more random events when you're just flying around? Now, I know it might sound like a very simple question, but it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on that, because you can just enter buildings in a game that essentially become pointless, so I guess there's no point having them as a whole, but then you can have, enterable buildings that do have valid reasons. Now, again, I want you guys to leave all your ideas and your thoughts on that one in the comment section below. Now, some of you guys may be familiar with another YouTuber who does go by the name Slick Moth. Now, if you do not know who he is, I will link his YouTube channel and all that stuff in the description below, but in a nutshell, he is another YouTuber that does cover Batman related stuff, and he has a really good channel. Now, recently, he has been doing an interview with essentially what they call an industry insider who goes by the name Gabe. Now, on the last video that Slick Moth made, and I will give you essentially the description, right? He says that Gabe, who correctly announced the Damian Wayne Batman game years before it leaked to the public, has information to share about this Batman game. Now, currently in terms of a name, we already know that in the past it was called Batman Court of Owls, and then Batman Arkham Beyond, etc, but right now the current rumor of its name is Batman Arkham Legacy. Now, in terms of that, I mean, right now nothing's confirmed. It literally is just a pinch of salt because nothing has been mentioned about Batman Arkham Legacy. We have more indications to Batman Court of Owls. But in this recent interview, the industry insider, again Gabe, does actually have some stuff to talk about multiplayer. Now, before we do go further into that one, at the beginning of the video where I was of course saying that something big has to be going down in the next week, is because it just is going to be a situation where we have two relatively big events going on. So we have the Game Awards, which I think is Friday the 13th or the 12th, and then another interesting one that is happening on Tuesday, so like 3 or 4 days as I'm making this video, is the PlayStation event, which is State of Play. Now, I guess this is two opportunities for this game to be announced, so we can have it a lot earlier than what we expect it to be, because right now a lot of people are just, I guess, hanging on to the Game Awards, but then they can just come out on the State of Play and announce this game. But if they don't, then your final hope for this year is, of course, the Game Awards, and I would have to say that if it doesn't get announced there, something is wrong. I mean, something is very wrong at this stage, because it would essentially make it an entire year of just teasers and nothing more. I mean, just a year of rumors, really, in a nutshell. Now, in that interview with Slick Moth, where Gabe was actually talking about multiplayer, at the beginning he did say that he's heard in his circle that the game will have an online component. Now, I don't know if that means multiplayer, as in playing literally with multiple people, or just some type of co-op feature, or even something as silly as, some type of leaderboard to get targets, etc. An online component could quite literally mean anything. Now, we did hear rumors way back that then was confirmed to be fake, that the game would actually have a full-on multiplayer mode for the game, and it was going to have X, Y, and Z features like custom characters, etc. Now, like I said, after whoever leaked that then came out to confirm that the entire paragraph, which was super detailed, was confirmed fake. Now, of course, if they confirm it's fake, you do have to take it as they are literally being honest, telling you it's fake. But if you do go back and kind of analyze it a bit more, the crazy thing is how detailed that whole paragraph about the game was. It was almost too detailed for someone to, I guess, go out of their way to fake something, to then only come out and say it's fake, if you know what I mean. I don't know, it's just one of those personal opinion type of situations, but if you guys remember that, I want you to leave your thoughts on that in the comment section below as well. Now, another really interesting thing that Gabe was talking about was, of course, the cancelled Damian Wayne Batman game and things that he did see there. Now, one feature that was actually interesting is essentially him mentioning that there was your Batcave was the main headquarters, unlike the Wastelands, of course, and that you'd actually have the feature to customize the Batcave. Now, in terms of customize the Batgrave, of course, it could be things as simple as every time you level up in certain things, the Batcave will then essentially upgrade accordingly. Or you can, I don't know, not microtransactions, of course, definitely not, but in terms of maybe progressing within the game, so getting, skill points, whatever it may be, whatever point system would be in the game, you can then, openly customize the Batcave. So he never confirmed which type of thing it was, he was just saying how he vertically saw the game, which was, in a nutshell, all important things for a game, in order for you to know, as if you were officially announcing the game in a trailer. So he was able to see all that stuff. And it got me thinking that with, of course, this rumored Batman game, which has so many names at the moment, are we going to take these good ideas and implement it into that, such as the custom Batcave? And then another key thing to talk about is the map size, and again, multiplayer. I mean, these are essentially three big things that, if they were to come out with an announcement for, would definitely be very, very big. Now, everything we know so far about this rumored Batman game is a massive, massive list, essentially of just an entire year, where of course this game is just being teased by people that actually work for WB Games Montreal, like right now, and not previous employees, and there are just a ton of things you can go for. And then, like I said in the last video, the tweet that literally come from from WB Montreal's Twitter account, which was the video with the Court of Owls logos, etc, etc. So it's just been a full-on all-arounder of teasers all year round, which is why a lot of people are gasping onto that last sense of hope that they have to announce this game next week, basically, or something is, like I said, just completely unordinary. Now, right now, I guess a key thing would be to mention is that the Court of Owls will make their debut, and I really am going to stick with the whole name of maybe Batman Court of Owls or whatever it may be, because Scott Snyder done a tweet a while back, again when they did tweet the video with the little gif and so forth, and then he actually sub-tweeted it, if you will, saying wait for it, hashtag beware the Court of Owls. Now, Scott Snyder, he's actually the author responsible for creating the Court of Owls in DC's, which is the New 52 reboot, and then essentially this tweet was an accident that was confirming more details, because it's clear he wasn't supposed to do this, because after he quote tweeted this on that WB Montreal video, quoting, of course, beware the Court of Owls, he included emojis and so forth, but I think he took it down within the hour that, of course, it was released. And small little details like this do make you question things. It can either be a situation where it was, a real life situation that he was definitely, absolutely not meant to do that, or of course it can lead you on to the next thing, which is it just smart marketing? I mean, I've always said you don't need to go to any gaming events nowadays if you are essentially already a big, developing company and so forth. If you already have a name for yourself, you can quite literally just release it on some type of social media platform, and it is bound to do well, providing you show the correct things. So it could just genuinely be smart marketing, but I think I would have to say personally, I do have a lot of faith and hope within the next week, and I wouldn't really be disappointed if we don't get the game be announced, because it's already happened since E3, but I guess it would definitely just open up another door with a bunch of questions. And I think if they don't come out with announcements for this game, then there definitely is no point ever teasing this game again in any way, shape or form, until they actually have some legit things to officially reveal to, of course, a bunch of thousands and thousands of fans that are waiting for a new Batman game. And that's currently where we stand, and where I would say it's safe to say that it feels obvious something big will be going down within the next week or so. But I want you guys to get in the comment section below and leave your thoughts on that. That is going to wrap up this video here. As always, if you missed the previous one, I will leave a link in the description below. That was discussing the year for the release date. Again, another teaser. and whether or not it won't be for the PlayStation 4 but instead the next gen consoles. But I'll see you in the next video. Till then, as always, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and until the next one, adios amigos.